Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking the video out today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today, so do me a favor before we dive into these topics. If you end up enjoying the video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like, and if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here with the first topic, which talks, believe it or not, about The Crew 2. This is reading from Push Square, where the title says The Crew 2 cleans up 60 FPS resolution on PS5 in a new patch. They say there was much excitement for The Crew 2's long in development 60 FPS update for PS5, but the results fell significantly short of expectations. While the game was stable in performance mode on Sony's new gen system, the resolution dipped to PS3 era numbers, resulting in some disappointingly washed out visuals. That's been rectified in a new update, which will see the title run at 1440p at 60 frames per second, as well as a slew of other visual improvements and bug fixes. The fix will be accompanied by a new season of content named Into the Storm. This will see you race from one side of the US to the other, where you'll be obstructed by a variety of set pieces, including collapsing buildings and a massive sandstorm. So yeah, I figured I would kind of touch on this update here because I didn't pay too much attention to this PlayStation 5 update for The Crew 2, and I actually didn't know that it was performing so poorly on the PS5, but I have to imagine that anybody who is playing this game on the PS5 was feeling really let down by it. So I figured I would let everybody know that this is a problem that has now been corrected, and it's hard to believe that we were looking at, like, I guess you could say 720p or lower resolution somehow for this game. Clearly that's just, poor optimization, and so it's good to see that they fixed it and got it up to 1440p. So let me know if you're somebody who has played The Crew 2, and more specifically if you're playing it on PS5, what you think about this. But we're moving on to the next topic, which talks once again about the Witcher 3 PlayStation 5 upgrade. We have new details to go over and cover here. Again, from Push Square, they say alongside a December 14th release date, CD Projekt Red did actually give us a brief insight into what The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition will include. According to the game's official press summary, the enhanced PS5 re-release will sport all the bells and whistles that you'd expect, while also throwing in some potential surprises. The PS5 edition will feature dozens of visual, performance, and technical enhancements over the original. This includes things like ray tracing support and faster load times, but this is where things get interesting. There's mention of a variety of mods integrated into the experience. Now, The Witcher 3 has always had a healthy modding community on PC, and people have added all kinds of stuff to the game over the years. It sounds like some mods may have been cherry-picked and officially added to the adventure. However, there's no indication of how extensive this mod integration will end up being, so we would recommend tempering your expectations, at least for now. In any case, CD Projekt Red will be showing a lot of this stuff off through a live stream next week, so if you're interested in kind of seeing the rundown directly from CD Projekt Red themselves, I'm sure you're going to want to check that out. But yeah, I wanted to make sure to cover this because I actually did miss this. I did recently talk about the release date for the PS5 version, but I didn't realize that they revealed this much on it so far, and I certainly didn't know that we can expect some mods to be there if you're planning to pick up this edition or upgrade to it. So let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Let me know if you're planning on playing The Witcher 3 on PlayStation 5, and if so, what do you expect from these integrated mods? I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say. Moving on from that, we're talking about a big upcoming release, that being Tekken 8, and how we're finding out that apparently it's targeting a fiscal year 2023 release, but it actually could be later than that. Reading here from PlayStation Universe, it says Bandai Namco Entertainment has revealed during its latest financial briefing that Tekken 8 is penciled in for a fiscal year 2023, which means it won't come out until sometime after March 31st, 2023. However, the publisher said it could come out later than that fiscal year. Quote, "We are planning a large number of projects. Tekken 8 is also under development with the aim of launching in fiscal 2023 or later," end quote. Tekken 8 is currently in development for PS5, PC, and Xbox Series consoles, although there's no word on an arcade version yet, which is odd considering they traditionally arrive in arcades before home consoles. So yeah, this is something that I think is worth letting everybody know. I think Tekken 8 is certainly a highly anticipated title on PlayStation 5, and this was a game that was revealed during a Sony State of Play this year, and it looks incredible. But I do think it's important to pay attention to the fact that they make it clear that it could launch sometime after fiscal year 2023, because even though we can see this game may be launching in June, July, August, or September of 2023, fiscal year 2023 actually ends on March 31st, 2024. So essentially what we're seeing here is they are letting us know that it could come out in 2023, but there's also a chance it could potentially come out later in 2024. So yeah, it's hard to kind of really say how much we should put into this, but I figured I would just update you guys and let you know, because when we saw Tekken 8 announced, I noticed a lot of you on my channel got very excited about that and, you know, consider it one of the bigger game reveals of the year. So there's your latest update on Tekken 8. But moving on to the next topic, a bit of a surprise when it comes to PlayStation Studios, specifically how they apparently played a pretty big role in bringing the Callisto Protocol to life. The Callisto Protocol is obviously a AAA horror title that's launching in just a couple of weeks, and I've definitely noticed the hype for it from you guys here on the channel. It's a game I'm very much excited about, and so it's really interesting to kind of hear about this and to learn that, you know, Sony actually really did kind of have a big role in this, or a bigger role than you would imagine. Reading from Push Square, it says, Sony's visual arts service group is one of the unsung heroes in PlayStation's portfolio. There's been talk about attaching a fully fledged development team to the department for years, but its main remit is to help other studios realize their visions. And this doesn't just apply to first-party projects, as its motion capture space has been rented by various third parties over the years. One upcoming title that the division has helped out on is the Callisto Protocol, with all of its cinematics being shot on location at Sony's motion capture studio. And according to Michael Mumbauer, a former director and studio head at the Visual Arts Service Group, the collaboration runs deeper than that. Quote, "It wasn't just the use of the mocap studio. PlayStation contributed quite a lot to cinematics and more. It's going to be a banger," end quote. Striking Distance Studios, the developer of the Callisto Protocol, is a brand new team, but it really impressed us with the overall quality of its sci-fi horror in the demo that we tested earlier in the year. This is what Push Square is saying. The game, based on what we played, feels like a true AAA title, and so smart collaborations like this one touted with PlayStation Studios will have helped it achieve that aim. So yeah, I wanted to cover this because I think that this is kind of surprising. I mean, we saw that there was a marketing deal, or there is a marketing deal in place between the Callisto Protocol and PlayStation, and it isn't necessarily a surprise to hear that a big third-party studio is using Sony's motion capture studio. This is something that, if I'm not mistaken, is available, it's space, I should say, that's available to be rented by any studio that is planning to release a game on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure that's all is required. And obviously they have to pay to rent the studio out, but to hear that this team underneath PlayStation Studios actually helped out with the cinematics and, you know, kind of contributed more than maybe what we, you know, would be led on to think, I think that's actually great news. And, you know, I think that if anything, it will just kind of help the Callisto Protocol be an even better game at the end of the day. So I thought that that was kind of surprising and worth sharing here. And it kind of makes you wonder, you know, how many other titles are being helped out in a significant way by the Visual Arts Service Group. Definitely good stuff there. But moving to the next topic, we have an article here from Push Square that says multiple voice actors discuss becoming Kratos in God of War Ragnarok Dev Diary. Says, fair warning, the above video, which I will not be playing in the background, does show some footage from God of War Ragnarok that may be considered spoilers. That said, it's worth a watch if you're a fan of the series. It's the latest dev diary about the game, this time honing in on Kratos himself. Christopher Jude, who provides the performance capture and English voice work, talks about the role with a clear passion. He discusses how much the character has evolved and how he's able to draw from his own parental experience to portray the stoic Spartan. We also hear from some Sony Santa Monica staff and the stunt actor for Kratos, who brings up the physicality of his combat style. And something else that we see in the video are the other voice actors who get to play Kratos in other languages. So that's actually pretty cool that they had them kind of come in and talk about, what it's like from their perspective. But I will say that I haven't finished Ragnarok yet, but I find it interesting that they're doing this video with Christopher Jude, because something I can tell with his performance this time around, and I'm definitely picking up on it, is there is an added layer with Kratos this time around that just wasn't there in the previous game, and I'm finding it really, really interesting. And this game just completely has its hooks in me. I don't think any of us were expecting anything less than a stellar performance from the entire cast of this game, but you can tell that everybody who is involved with Ragnarok brought their A game. And I have to say that I really am enjoying Christopher Jude's performance as Kratos thus far. And yeah, I just figured I would kind of highlight this video and the fact that they're putting it out here and having him talk about it. But we're moving to the final topic, which talks about Santa Monica Studio once again, more specifically how they are teasing multiple projects in the works. So reading here from PlayStation Lifestyle, it says God of War Ragnarok developer Santa Monica Studio hasn't internally developed anything other than God of War games since 2005, but it's currently working on, quote, a lot of different things, end quote. This is what creative director Cory Barlog told the LA Times. Since its inception 23 years ago, the studio's sole release outside of its tentpole franchise was 2001's Kinetica, a racing game on the PS2. Other than that, it has collaborated with external studios on a large number of diverse games. Barlog understandably didn't divulge what Santa Monica Studio is working on beyond telling LA Times that the team is spread out on a lot of different things, but Ragnarok director Eric Williams added that the company has no qualms in being dedicated to the God of War franchise full-time. Quote, I remember talking to someone from another game company where they were trying to get me to leave. They said, do you just want to be known as the God of War guy for the rest of your life? That was your big pitch to dissuade me? Because yes, I kind of do, end quote. So while it's not a whole lot to go off of, I do also want to remind people that last year when we got the last PlayStation showcase, Cory Barlog did confirm at that time that he is currently working on a brand new project at Santa Monica Studio, and it seems at this point that it's a big AAA new IP from Santa Monica Studio. And I think that going forward, this is kind of what we're going to see. We're going to see a new game coming from Cory Barlog and a second team over there that's helping him work on this. But going forward, we're going to continue to see Eric Williams maybe be the director of God of War. Now, obviously, I think they have a tradition of always changing directors with each God of War game, so we'll see if they break that tradition or not. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. From the way that Cory is talking about it here, he says they're working on a lot of different things. Certainly sounds like it's more than just 2 projects. So definitely a tease there, but I figured, I would let you guys know this is what is being revealed by the studio, and so we'll have to see what these things end up being. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.